So you mean the common ethics of English? The common ethics of English, none. Just you have to follow just what the great authors have said so far. Many authors since 18th century, not one or two, there's plenty of hundreds of authors now said and directed us on how to deal English, but including Indian authors. Not authors, I mean epic makers and all the great writers. Not one or two. There are hundreds of the epic makers and others. They have drilled and directed us on how to deal English language. English can be dealt with in two ways, that. One as language for communication purpose, and another one now for remedial. Just technically, that language is drilled by all persons. But in India, most of persons are just those who want to be good in English are drilling only remedial way. That's a big fault for their having that they aren't able to, reach the goal to be good in English for communication. Whether you understand or not, I'm not sure about that. You may take as the way of teaching or the learning, or not only teaching, but the way of learning may be wrong. Because they are learning, so they are teaching in that method. If it had been taught well in the right method, this audience would have been ready to learn, that. So I would accuse the only teaching methodologies might be fault. Not fault. I don't accuse the one is no fault, but it's not going on right path. Yeah. Academically, you go and see there's even in English literature that before students, those who are going for before they are going for English literature, they have studied English from their first standard, then up to UG, 12 years they have drilled English. Why aren't they able to be good in English, although they have studied English from their first standard? My question is right or wrong? Now why? That's the only answer. Just I would say the way of teaching and learning. Yes, the academic pattern has been taught only like a tablet, like the syrup. That you take 3 doses, morning 1 dose, and for after lunch, after meals or before meals, take this dose. Another one before supper. Or after supper, just take this dose. Likewise, they have taught all. We have studied this in many proses, the poems, right? What have we got and gained? Except just we have memorized all and have written in the respective examinations. We have answered in the examination, that's all. We studied a lot of poems, proses too. I could remember that when I was 19, that at the time Chittaranjan Das, C.R. Das was one of the prose. We studied for 10th or 9th, I am not sure about that time. We memorized, but I learned, what about Chittaranjan Das, that how he was, that what he was. I learned at that time. If you ask me now, I couldn't know. But I don't know. I know only the title. Okay, what have I gained of my learning, having learned about Chittaranjan Das? You may tell me this, because he was taught, you could get an opportunity to know the text, the contexts. For that purpose, they have taught like that. Now, my question is, because I have learned the Chittaranjan Das, what I'm going to gain from that? So Lotus, the poem was that, but it was written somebody else through his imagination. Okay, if you are good, you could imagine to write poem. In my point of view, I would say like that. If you let me to write so many poems, I am ready to poems. Who are ready to read my poems? At that time, they have written a lot of poems, because persons weren't there to write poems. But later, the descendants, they started to study their poems. But nowadays, not like that. Even if I am ready to write poems, are you ready to read? Study that? You are not ready. So somebody has written poems and we memorized. Then we learned without sleeping day and night. We wrote such poems in the examination. What did I gain? I don't mean I, but the students have done like that, and they have studied some all poems. Now, what have they gained? So what I'm saying, this way of teaching, the methodology is wrong. Thank you. We will meet next video. Thanks.